Hi everyone, it's Shell from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is for the January Handmade Happiness Hop, which is all about organization. Instead of doing techniques and themes, we decided to bring you guys our best storage and organization ideas for different supplies. Every person picked a different supply and we're going to show you some of our favorite ways to store them. So make sure that you click the more information section below the title of the video and you'll find the next person in the hop as well as the entire hop lineup so that you don't miss any great organization and storage tips. So for me, I decided to do markers and pencils because in most of my videos, you will see me use either Copic markers, watercolor pencils, regular pencils. Those are probably my two favorite coloring mediums. And I wanted to show you guys where I started off and where I ended up. Because I think during the course of your crafting years, you go through many cycles of this works for me now, and then all of a sudden it doesn't, and you need to find a new storage solution. So I think you guys are gonna enjoy this video. Make sure that you check out everybody's videos, and I can't wait to see what everybody makes. So let's get started with where I started and then where I ended up. So the first kinds of markers I had were these ones. I didn't have any Copic markers yet. It was just kind of regular coloring markers. These are Pro markers, Premier by Nicole, which was an AC Moore marker, and these Spectra markers. So I had two of these bins, and you can see here that I have some markers and pens in here. These are my least used pens and markers, but I like to keep these because they're still good markers and I still will use them for things. The girls will use them sometimes. So I keep them on my desk over here, and so I still have access to them, but they're not right where I need them. I have an identical case that's actually on my table, and the gooseneck mount is actually attached to that one. And I have things like these markers in there because I will use these a little bit more often than these markers. And I also have things like a sparkle pen in there. I have some regular pens, some white gel pens, things like that that I would reach for more frequently than I would these markers and pens that are over there. So that's how it started. And when I got my Copic markers, I actually stored them in these containers and then became that Hobby Lobby and Michael's sales. And there were way too many with the markers that I already had, plus these new Copic markers that I was really getting into. I didn't have enough room. So I think I was at AC Moore one day, or Michael's one day, and I found these containers. There are three little containers that are hooked together and they had the handle to them. I originally had bought 3 pink canisters, which actually 2 of them are back here that you can see that hold my Spectrum Noir markers. I had those and I had all intentions of hot gluing them together and turning them on their sides and putting them on my desk and using them for marker storage, and that just didn't happen. I saw these instead and was like, this is perfect. So I started putting them in here by color families. And I outgrew this fairly quickly because of those sales. And now you can see obviously how I store my brushes. Again, same by color families. So that's how you'll notice that that's a theme throughout my storage is color families. So I had used these and loved them because they were portable. I could take them with me out of the craft room if I wanted to color upstairs while I was watching TV. Love that, but just totally outgrew it and couldn't find any more containers. So I was searching on Pinterest one day and I thought I found the perfect solution. Obviously it wasn't my idea, somebody else's I saw, and I went to IKEA and found these little storage bins. I believe these are over in the kitchen section. And what's so fantastic about them is they are flat backed and they have this little hook here, so they will sit out a little bit. So they will hang on your carts. They work on the Raskog and the Michaels carts. I actually have the longer cart from Michaels and they work on that too. So they will hook onto things. You have the rail system, they will hook onto that. They can hook onto the side of your desk if you put a bar on it. And I do them by color families. So that is what's worked for me for Copics. I have it on the Michaels cart and I have it on the second and third level. The first one is too far down for me. I would have to reach too far down when I was sitting in my chair, and I didn't really want to do that. I wanted them to be very accessible, and the cart is literally right here. It's right next to me, and I keep some of my most used supplies in that. So that's how I will store my Copic markers. Now for other markers, I have some Tombow markers and I have some other random markers, and I didn't pull everything out, but I keep them in these bins, and these are from Michael's, and I think they came in a set of 3, and I have white ones and green ones, and I actually have my drawers lined with them, and I alternate between the green and the white, and you can see that the markers fit in here very nicely. These are a little bit of a more hard-sided case than some of the other storage that I'm going to show you, but this is what's really worked for me. All of my markers that are of the same type are in one spot, and it just makes it easy when I know that I want to do something with watercolor markers, or I want to do something with watercolor pencils. It's easy for me to just grab that bin. So those are in, and then I store them in these drawers over here. So now let's move on to the pencils. If you've seen any of my watercoloring videos, you know that I absolutely love these watercolor pencils. These are the Derwent Inktense ones, and they're my absolute favorite for watercoloring. I have a couple of sets in here. I did have the 12 and the 24, and then I think I bought the largest one, whatever that was, the 72. But I use these so often. So I do have a couple of the same color in here for some of the colors. And then what I did is I divided them by colors. These are bins from Target. They were fairly inexpensive, a couple of dollars, and they are more soft-sided. So the thing I like about this is they will kind of squish into the top of the cart, and I will put them all next to each other, and then I can just use the colored pencils over there. So like those ones, I actually have my watercolor pencils. These are regular Derwent watercolor pencils. And then I have my regular Prismacolor pencils. And you can see that I have the white and the green. And I have just stored my pencils like that. Again, these all go in the drawers over there, and I love it. It's very easy storage. Keeping them together in the color families helps me with blending. I can take, if I know that I'm going to use blues and greens, I will just take this bin of Prismacolor pencils up, and then I have every green and blue that will blend together in this bin, and I don't have to keep going up and down the steps for the different, like the same color family. It's all in one spot. I didn't like the big case that it was in. I kept it in that for a little while, and I found that I wasn't using them as much because you had to keep taking one row out to find the other 2 rows that were underneath. So I like this storage much, much better. So I hope that helped with some tips for storage for markers and colored pencils. Let me know if you have any other really good tips below in the comment section. I would love to hear what you do, and what is the thing that you have the most difficult time with when it comes to storage. What is that? What is your biggest pain point? Hopefully somebody has picked that and covered it, but if they haven't, drop that below in the comment section, and if I have a great storage solution for you, I will make a video on that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you hop along with us, and I'll see you again real soon for another video. Bye!